How can I, M33, comfort my wife, F27, in her depression after she fell for a scam and spent $25,000?
TLDR, my wife spent $25,000 on a scam. She is now depressed about it being a scam. How can I comfort her but still condemn her actions? M33, my wife, F27, of 8 years, fell victim to a scam, in which she sent roughly $25,000 to a scammer, who promised to transfer $10 million to her so that she could help people in Africa. So it was well intended but did not seek my counsel initially. After she sent $6,000, she then approached me and I pointed out the red flags in the story. She prayed about it and felt that God told her it was the right thing to do. This became a point of contention in our marriage for the past 3 months. She opened and maxed out 2 credit cards to keep it from me. She never lied to me about it when I asked, but certainly avoided telling me the whole truth. This bled into our normal lives as well. She used to call and text me about her days and things she has questions about. She's withdrawn with me except for the day-to-day items needed to keep the family running. I feel similar to having been cheated on, just more of a financial affair.
I obviously have trust issues when it comes to money with her. I have opened separate accounts and taken her name off of my credit cards. There isn't anything left of our savings, including our emergency savings. I have cut my spending back tremendously. I used to eat out twice a week and bring food from home the other 3 days. I now only bring food from home. I haven't bought a new video game in the last 3 months. This has impacted my life and limited what I can do. I understand that she is who I married and have no interest in divorce. I accept this hardship that she brought upon us. I just want to move beyond this and grow back together. This brings me to the point that I am writing for advice about. She told the scammer she isn't sending any more money. They are still in communication, but the scam is starting to fall apart. My wife is becoming more and more depressed as it does. She says this gave her a lot of purpose in her life. I want to comfort her and do whatever I can to bring her out of her depression.
I know that time will be my best friend, but I know that I can do things to help. But I am still angry at her for spending our entire savings and racking up credit card debt. How can I comfort her without condoning her actions?
Did she send the dollar directly from the credit cards? If so, can't you dispute the charge and do a back charge on it, especially if it was done fraudulently? If she is still in contact with the scammer, have you contacted the authorities? Both of you should seek therapy. Her depression likely was there before this scam, and you need to find out the source of her depression, if you want to improve your marriage.
So I'm an investment consultant. A while back a woman called my office, said she was one of my clients, and asked how her shares were doing. She wasn't in the database. So I asked why she thought she was a client, and where she got the shares from. After a little digging, I found the scam she had fallen for. She wasn't the only one who had had this happen to them. I had to explain she didn't have any investments with my firm, and that she'd been scammed by someone pretending to be us. And she wouldn't believe me. I kept telling her, over and over, that she'd been scammed, and she kept insisting that I check the database again, over and over. She dug in her heels, telling me there had been a mistake, telling me I was lying, telling me I wasn't looking properly, etc. And we argued for quite some time, going back and forth and back forth. I had to explain how these scams work, how they target people and prey on their good nature. After I explained everything in detail, she cried for a long time, and then hung up the phone. I tell this story because it takes a lot to admit you've lost so much. My client had lost a 6-figure sum, her entire life savings, and for her, accepting that truth was itself an act of faith, an act of trusting me that I was telling her the truth. When we are confronted with things too awful to be true, we often try to deny them. That's just human nature. Your wife has no proof she's been scammed, and she's clinging to the tiny thread of hope that she might not have been. But she won't be able to pretend forever. That thread will break, as it must, and she'll be utterly distraught when it happens. I think you have to wait for that. This is an act of faith for her. And it might take time to realize that. When she does, she has to apologize and live with the shame of what her actions have done to your family. And when that happens, you have to forgive her. Wish you all the best op. Wait, she's still communicating with the scammer? Is she insane or are you? One of you has to be in order to let this situation continue. Look, the behavior has to stop before forgiveness and comforting can stop. You've just avoided the conflict by restricting her access to what little money you have left, but that's not good enough. You need to actually get through to her and talk this out or it will happen again. I don't know what to say to this. This is definitely a divorce moment NGL. To marry someone that brings nothing but misfortune and pain, even if her intentions were good, does not mean you have to stay and endure this the rest of your life. Your wife is dumb as rocks. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. She's a moron. If she can't notice an obvious scam, she's beyond help. If she's so easily able to part with $25,000 without even talking to you, she's beyond help. I'd divorce her as soon as humanly possible and let her know I have a bridge to sell her for whatever she's left with.
Why is she still in contact with this person?
She's not doing this out of the goodness of her heart, and God didn't call her to do it if she lied and stole all your money. She's just an idiot. When I read this post, it sounded to me like it was a romantic thing, rather than just sending money to help people in Africa. Can you be sure she also didn't lie about that? Or have you seen proof that's how she got scammed? Wait. Walk me through how they convinced her that by sending $25,000 to them, they would in turn send her millions to send people in Africa? I'm genuinely curious how they explained that to her. How they would turn that into that.
Damn, you married a complete moron.
I'll be honest. It's tough. It may never be the same. My wife's dad died 56 years ago, and not long after, her mother sent over $300,000 to a scammer. Prior to him passing away, they had basically no savings. She sent his entire retirement account, his entire life insurance, maxed credit cards. She told my wife about it after she sent $25,000. They went to the police. The police basically said, "It's gone. It's a scam. Cut ties with the guy." A handful of people who knew what was going on told her she needs to stop and that it was a scam. She'd shut down, get mad and storm off. She didn't cut ties, but she told us she did. Hundreds of thousands of dollars and a house nearing foreclosure later. The truth came out when she sent my wife a text that she had $73 left in her name, maxed CCs, months late on bills, and no job. The relationship with my wife's mom and her siblings has never really improved. To be honest, you need to make sure she has access to no money at all. These scammers are extremely convincing. The one who scammed my wife's mother had a completely idiotic, stupid story. But these people are just so damn convincing to their victims. They're polished conmen who know what to say for virtually every situation. And they do not ever let up until they know the well is dry. I don't care how much she tells you she's done sending money. You need to be absolutely sure it's not happening. As far as how to help her, counseling. I honestly think there is more damage done than you may think. She fell for the African dentist stuck in outer space scam? Facepalm. She prayed about it and God told her it was the right thing to do. Yeah, that was the first sign you needed to get out of there. She sounds mentally unstable. This is something that would make me rush towards divorce. You shouldn't have to deal with her insane choices. From reading comments, I am almost convinced Op's wife may have a mental illness he's not mentioning. I am not sure why this isn't a bigger deal to him. Almost kinda fake story.
There really are people that stupid in this world, aren't there? Damn.
Comfort her by asking her to sign up for some online courses and achieve 9th grade reading literacy. Shouldn't she be comforting you? There isn't any coming back from this. She's still in contact with the scammer? After you told her it was a scam, she ignored you. Decided, God wants me to do it, and spend an additional $19K? By pray to God, was it just another scammer? And now she's depressed. Not because she lied to her husband and put both of you in a particularly bad financial position, but because that scam gave her a lot of purpose in her life. Nah, there's no coming back from this for me. Well, as a 20-yo, I'd keep finances separate until forever are.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.